Hi, it's me again with Corel tips and tricks. Somebody sent me this bitmap with a huge bounding box. And for the one I'm doing it for, I reduced it in size less than 4 inches. I'm going to set my nudge factor on 4. And this would be a good case to cut this bounding box down before you trace it. If you've got it selected, you can go over to the crop tool. And if you use the crop tool on this, everything else on the page, including the yellow page, will stay. So now it's quite a bit smaller. And when I first saw this tire rim, wheel, whatever you want to call it, I thought, but everybody started, I remember when I started with Corel. So I'm going to go to Trace Bitmap, Battleline Trace Clip Art. And it did it that fast. Now, let's move that out of the way. And you can see the bounding box is gone. Okay, but they still got white on the inside. So here, I think this is their problem. I'm going to go to Trace Bitmap again, Outline Trace, Clip Art. But this time I'm going to remove color from entire image. And look at the difference. Of course, I'll have to make my bounding box bigger for mine. So now all the yellow's gone. So you could just use that. It's pretty sharp. I wouldn't change something. Now, if you forgot to do that, this is very easily done. We could actually left click, right click, and then just fill in whatever you want black, like the Smart Fill tool, and we're going to fill that in, and we got the exact same thing. So that's a very easy way to do some things. If you didn't like that, you could actually change that up a little bit. If you didn't want that style of mag wheels, you know what? Let's draw that. Let's take that right there, and I'm going to hit P to put it in the center of the page. I'm going to show you how to draw that while the center of the page is way over there. But because I'm in the center of the page, well, matter of fact, I'm just going to draw it off and draw mine on the center of the page. So I'm going to take an ellipse about that size and hit P. I'm going to go ahead and put that inner circle and hit P. These are just half circles. So I'm going to Control D and make a duplicate, and then hold down the Shift key and bring that in about there. And then I'm going to get an ellipse, and I'm going to hit P. And the reason I did that, so it'll be in the center, and then I'm holding down the Control button. And that's about kind of close where the other one is. Now there are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So I'm going to Control D to duplicate it, alternate C to rotate it 72 degrees, Control D, Control D, Control D. And really, you're almost done. What I would do now is I'm going to go ahead and take my virtual segment delete key, just because I think it's easier to understand what's going on. But we want, excuse me, this line to be gone and this line. So I'm just going to swipe through here, and I'm just using the virtual segment delete key. And you're going to get a little bit sharper image by creating your own. And you know what, am I doing the opposite? Because now if I take the Smart Fill tool, fill that in, I have that. So really I shouldn't have deleted some of those lines. Let me back up here. How are we gonna, don't really know what I'm doing. Well, one thing you can do is go ahead and group this together, Control G. And let's just use the Smart Fill tool and fill that in. That in. You know what? We're going to need another circle, aren't we? Well, let's just do this. excuse me, take your virtual segment delete key and just delete those lines. And actually, we're going to have to delete so it'll get in there. But we can use the Smart Fill tool to do this. But why don't we just do that? Look at that. That's all you need to do. Now, my little half moons are a little bit smaller, but easily drawn. I got a little over anxious there. And now just take the Smart Fill tool. Now my half moons are smaller, but you can adjust that. And then if you wanted to put a tire around it, hit P, put it center of the page, Control D and make a duplicate while holding down the Shift key and just don't touch it. Because we want that. I didn't make a duplicate. Control D, two-sided arrow, make your tire as big as you want. Take the Smart Fill tool and fill that in, and look at that. Now I strongly suggest you take away the line by right-clicking on no line. And you got that tire. I like the original one better, but I just needed to make the circle bigger, the circle of the part. And I don't know side by side if you could tell the difference in the bitmap. I mean, this is a sharp, it's a good trace. Yeah, you can't even tell side by side. Anyway, hope that helped them a little bit. Thank you for watching.